Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Brian's Horror Corner, and welcome to this Simpsons Treehouse of Horror review video as part of my September series. We are up to the last individual review today. Of course, I will have another video coming up where I rank all 33 segments of the Treehouse of Horror episodes that I've reviewed here this month, as well as ranking the overall episodes, all 11 of them. But today we're going to go ahead and review Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 11 from season 12. Overall, episode 249 in this series. Number BABF21 for you stat nerds out there. This episode aired on November 1st, 2000, so it was actually the day after Halloween, which I believe this was the first one that actually aired after the actual date of Halloween. All the other ones were on the 31st or before. So I'll give you my little blurb like I do with all these. Treehouse of Horror, also known as Simpsons Halloween Specials, a series of Halloween themed episodes of the animated sitcom The Simpsons, each consisting of three separate self contained segments. These segments usually involve the family in some horror, science fiction, or supernatural setting and always take place outside the normal continuity of the show and are therefore considered to be non canon. So, taking a look at Treehouse of Horror number 11 from season 12, we have our three segments. So, this is the Treehouse of Horror where it introduces the couch gag as a sort of a monsters parody where the Simpsons play the monsters in essence, and Homer is Herman, and so on, as you could probably guess. Lisa's the one blonde girl from the show, and Bart is a little Eddie Munster and all that. But then the city comes after him and beats him up, and then yeah, it's kind of an interesting couch gag. I didn't mind it too much. It wasn't my favorite, but certainly not horrible. So then we get into our first segment that's entitled "Ghost at the Dad." These were directed by Matthew Nastuck. This one was written by Les, Les, Rob Les, Les, oh boy, this is a tongue twister here. Rob Lazebnik. Lazebnik. There we go. Rob Lazebnik. I did it. So this is basically one where Homer ends up. It's kind of a gay. He ends up. His horoscope tells him that he's going to die today, and he has all these near call deaths, and he ends up eating a piece of broccoli for dinner that night that he chokes on, and that's what kills him. And then he goes up to heaven, but they realize he's never done a good deed, so he has to do one good deed to get into heaven. And of course, it's Homer, so he tries and ends up doing more damage than he does good. And ultimately, it doesn't quite work out too well for him. He actually does a good deed, and then, in typical Simpsons fashion, the heavenly angel, didn't see it, and his time is up. So you can figure out where he ends up in a Simpsons Halloween special. Um, uh, this one was okay. I didn't think it was. It's certainly not one of the best Treehouse of Horror segments, but I didn't think it was awful. Next, we have Scary Tales Can Come True, which is obviously based on Grimm's fairy tales. Obviously, Ghost the Dad was based on Ghost Dad, that movie. But yeah, Scary Tales Can Come True, based on Grimm's fairy tales. This was written by John Frink and Don Payne. This was obviously it's all within a storybook basically. So you have the three bears in there, you have Hansel and Gretel, you have all those sort of things done Simpson style, where Bart and Lisa are basically the Marge and Homer and their little pumpkin they're living in. Homer loses his job. He has to kick the kids out because they can't afford to feed them, and they stumble upon the witch's house, of course. And it was kind of an interesting, fun little segment. I thought nothing overly fantastic, but I liked it for what it was. I thought it had some pretty decent Simpsons jokes yet. And then our final segment, of course, is Night of the Dolphin, which is based on the Day of the Dolphin and the Birds. This was written by Carolyn O'Mine. This is probably the one that stands out in this particular Treehouse of Horror episode the most. It's kind of a ridiculous premise, of course, where dolphins, which are considered to be sort of the friendly creatures of the sea to humans, Lisa sees that one is being trapped in like an aquatic zoo, and she frees it and ends up being like the queen leader of the dolphin tribe, and they get their revenge by realizing the people of Springfield didn't know it, but dolphins can actually move around on land, I guess, and they actually lived on the land. They said, and the humans are the ones that forced them into the sea, and they end up, you got some Jaws references, or they end up killing Lenny in the water when he's out drinking at night, and they kill the Kent Brockman on the news by throwing a beach ball at him, and it comes back bloody, and just silly gags like that. But this one definitely has the best jokes in it. Especially, I really like the end when they have this big confrontation with the Dolphins, and Homer says, "Well, you got to give it to those Dolphins. They just wanted it more." And then my favorite lines when Lisa says, "I kind of wish I hadn't freed that dolphin, doomed mankind." And Marge says, "I wouldn't say doomed. It's going to be an adjustment, no question." So I don't know. The jokes really worked on this one for me. So that's the Night of the Dolphin. Overall, as far as this Treehouse of Horror, the last Treehouse of Horrors episode that I'm going to be reviewing for this series from season 12, so number 11. Um, Overall, I thought it was okay. It was decent, kind of like the last three or four that I've gone through now. Night of the Dolphin would be, if I had to rank these three, Night of the Dolphin would be first for sure, just because it's sort of a unique original premise that worked with the jokes for me. Um, it also had some decent like gore. I don't know if you want to say gore, but like blood and stuff. So did Scary Tales Come True, which would be my number two that I enjoyed, and then third would be Ghost the Dad. That one just didn't really land for me quite as much, and it also seemed like really fast paced and really rushed compared to the other two. Maybe that's just me, but that's kind of how I felt watching it. So yeah, Night of the Dolphin first, Scary Tales Come True second, and or Can Come True second, and then Go Ghost the Dad would be third. So yeah, that's my overall review for Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 11 or Simpsons Halloween Special 11. Um, Go ahead and comment down below, guys, what you think of this particular Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode. You like it more than I do, less than I do, the individual segments. Please like this video and hit the little notification bell down below so you don't miss my last video for this series, which is going to be my summary and overall ranking of all these Halloween segments and episodes. Um, and also be sure to subscribe to my channel down below so you don't miss any of my great horror content, including I'm getting ready to film my 31 Days of Halloween Horror intro video in the next few days here. So that series is going to be kicking off obviously on October 1st here. So stay tuned for that as well as some other great horror content I have coming up the rest of this year. So thank you for watching this review. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay scared. Bye.